Okay, next chapter.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place. There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Voice of the Cold is back.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
3.
It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed.
I mean, what does it even mean to succeed
You say
at this
that,
point?
but we didn't have to do anything last time. She slew herself. It was nauseating. Yes, she cut off her head. And now she's dead. And I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
She's still dead, though?
Her head? Without you doing anything? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. The gruff one stopped our heart and we died. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
That's true.
Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss?
Eternal boredom?
We weren't. We were bored. You were bored. I was just unhappy.
Yeah, true.
There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us?
Maybe it's because this is all a storybook. And once the princess dies, then the story ends, so there's nothing left. Does that make sense?
The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
So the world being saved just means all becomes nothing. Okay.
Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
Yeah, let's go check up on her. It's raining. It wasn't raining last time or the time before that. The whole path's different.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And
Don't know
what
about
is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
I don't think you can make things any more worse.
Come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know? No. Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
What happens if we don't go to the cavern?
She'll find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before...
Yeah, we've already seen that happen.
We already know he wants us to slay her. Anything he says is tainted by his motivations. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
Now that we know that I didn't want to kill myself last time.
That's great to hear, but it doesn't matter because you still died. No hard feelings, right? Of course not. No feelings at all?
I do mind.
Yourself?
Yeah.
What? You wanted us to stay in the happiness void forever? I doubt that.
Not forever, but like for a little time. Whatever happens next, seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, alright?
And I already know what happens if I slay her.
What we do is entirely up to us.
And it's not good.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it? Yes. I think.
I don't even know what to think anymore.
For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Okay, enter the cabin.
As soon as you enter the cabin,
Oh,
you're struck by
hi
an
there.
overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall.
Also the mirror that doesn't
Is
exist.
that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
You mean the mirror
Door at the end
again?
of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again. Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh.
There's no
That's
table.
strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
It was lodged in her heart.
Maybe it's gone because she already killed herself with it. But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Sure.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
We've already seen ourselves twice and didn't like what we saw.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah,
Gee, thanks.
see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely.
Is that the princess?
She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Guess we'll find out. I don't have a weapon.
Don't just tell her you're unarmed. Not that it matters, you receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
She is a ghost, though,
doesn't seem fully
so.
there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I mean, she did have that knife sticking inside of her, but yeah.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Oh, that's
This cell
unsettling.
is a dark and isolated place.
So she's already dead?
Not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly.
But does that mean the world is still
But if she's dead,
nothingness?
then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this?
Because the spirit is still roaming around?
Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shape of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
I actually got goosebumps right now.
So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Yeah, that is creepy, like holy moly.
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Well, time to die again.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death-neutral, seems off the table.
Anyone got any salt or holy water?
Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
I mean, you did it to yourself.
You were supposed to take me with you. Didn't I ask you for help? This isn't...
Oh, okay. Didn't even kill you, you killed yourself.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence. Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Basement's getting flooded.
It is, and it's rising fast. Well, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel. Bad, I bet. I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Guess I'll save you again? Let's try talking first. Mm. Well, I'm begging you?
Pathetic.
Okay.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
I guess.
Let's think. Where is it coming from? It's coming from some unseen place. Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth. Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it. Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are. Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
I'll see about that. What's wrong? I don't want this?
If this is how you're choosing to spend your last breaths, I won't stop you. But it won't make any difference.
Fine, I'm just accepting it.
The water is up to your chin. You lose your footing, bobbing helplessly in the putrid flood pool.
I'm to die again.
Suddenly, the door to the basement is thrown from its hinges as one last massive wave of water comes crashing down, sweeping you up in a powerful current. You're bashed against the stone wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold. I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Ooh, yikes.
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
That is terrifying.
Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same your mind filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
And that is another one down. But your lungs don't fill, nor will they ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. Let's see it ourselves. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. You're right.
You heard that before?
Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into my reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But I need to see what's in it. Okay. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be... It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I mostly resent the narrator. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
But when is it done? How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. I'm ready to go back. Ready to get jump scared. Actually, no. Save here. Attack! Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay, but can I harm myself? Destroy your body. Raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay. I'm ready to go back and get jump scared.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Okay, this time wasn't that bad. Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, now let's go back to here and actually take the princess with us. No, don't override the save. Load. Loading will lose unsafe process, yes. Okay, take the princess with me. Oh, hi there.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that?
Did you just
I
blink?
could have sworn she moved. She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to
Just
explain
move
to
again?
you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Leave the cabin. Claim the reward.
Open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only,
Oh.
a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no.
It looks
that's not
normal.
right.
Well played.
Hi there.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already...
Okay, the world is ending. The princess is outside.
over? Is he gone? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Yep, there goes the next one. Another piece claimed. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that...
Got that again. Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. You're right.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. Why didn't you see what's in it? With that. Okay, it's the same. Find yourself in a long quiet once again. You're at the cabin. Approach her. Just ahead this time, right? Yeah.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction.
Oh, hold on. I've seen that before? Is that not actually...
We will know when we leave.
Did that not actually count towards my... Okay. So I have to do it from the start again.
Ultimate Despair Live.